hitting you guys hard with the third event in 3 weeks. But we've got a great piece of software here, and we want to make sure that you're all well across its capabilities before too much more of this year gets away. So once again, I'm joined by David Blumenthal, XRM Strategy Lead. Good morning, David. How are you? So, look, over the last couple of weeks, we've applications. So following on from our launch and the sales training, this week's session is going to take a look, without putting off any further, I'll hand over to David to get stuck into the training.
Thank you again, Tristan. So today we have 1 hour, or this morning we have 1 hour, and basically the learning objectives for this session, as Tristan was saying, are around deployment, customization and application. And here on this slide, initial slide, you can see the various sections that we're going to be covering in each of those areas. Of course, before we get into that, I think the important thing again is just to sort of understand why we're here, why XRM, and of course the importance of expanding the productivity of our customers' Office 365 services with Microsoft CRM Online pre-configured with XRM Industry Solutions. I think many of us are familiar with Microsoft CRM capabilities in terms of its Salesforce automation, marketing automation, customer service and social media insights. What we look to do, of course, from an XRM perspective is deliver the industry solutions that sit on top of all of that. And of course those industry solutions these days cover both the horizontal solutions of e-marketing and sales methodology and service help desk, as well as the particular legal verticals of legal, accounting, finance, IT, plus a number of as well as one for small business. So hopefully that just sort of acts by way of introduction as to what it is we're here to talk about today. If we look at the first area, deployment, in this area what we're looking to do is to talk about solution imports, visit some of the important settings that are required as part of an initial CRM deployment, and some of the personal options that are available. Of course, the first thing to appreciate with Microsoft Dynamics CRM, and this comes back to what Microsoft call their power of choice, is the fact that Microsoft Dynamics CRM can be deployed both on-premise as well as in cloud. And of course, if we're deploying on-premise, there's a whole bunch of considerations that as IT people we have to be thinking about when discussing with customers, and those issues start with talking about networking, storage, server capacities, and it's going to be running on, what middleware like SQL Server might be required, and Exchange, together with runtime applications, the data, and so on. So it's quite a big deal when we are talking about an on-premise deployment. Of course, where we're at today, and many of our customers are taking advantage of this, is Microsoft Dynamics CRM Online. And as you can see from this particular slide, where most of those concerns or issues that I referred to a moment ago are in fact managed by Microsoft. So Microsoft look after and all we have to worry about from an IT perspective is how our customers are actually going to connect and access and use their data in conjunction with the Microsoft CRM application. And of course the big benefit of a cloud-based approach, and again we're going to be sharing these slides with you so you can use them as part of your own discussions with customers and prospects. But of course the real benefit or business value of a cloud-based CRM comes very much from the fact that firstly they're able to benefit from the cloud in terms of faster deployment, the web and their mobile devices. Secondly, of course, and of course we do believe that there is an enhanced user experience. You know, helping people get access to the information. As we talk to firms around the world, we tell them, hey, you know, this is about putting your clients, your customers in your pocket and being able to access information that's important as and when you need it. So that's a little bit on the deployment side and the deployment options of both on-premise and in cloud. Here's just a useful slide from Forrester on some of the reasons or the benefits, again, coming from a cloud deployment versus the more traditional on-premise. And again, I'll make sure that you receive a copy of this slide in the deck that will come through. With what we call a CRM online trial. And if you go to this particular website or Google it, CRM free trial overview, what you will see there is an opportunity to click the Start My Trial and initiate a 30-day free CRM online trial within the Microsoft Cloud. And it's a fairly simple process. It takes roughly about 5 minutes to the credit will run for the duration of that 30 days. It can also be extended another 30 days, but that would require until, of course, you and production bookmark to start CRM online trials. And as I said before, it takes roughly 5 minutes or so to get that trial underway, so then you can log in with your assigned user ID and password. One, of course, as IT people involved in these CRM deployments, one of the things you should get very used to using is Microsoft TechNet. And I often say to folks, look, as an application, Microsoft Dynamics CRM is one of the best documented systems on the planet, and certainly TechNet is a great place to get technical answers and technical documentation in relation to Microsoft CRM. And one of the starting points, of course, once the CRM trial is initiated in cloud and you're able to access via the web browser, one of the first things that you are often looking to do is to download the Microsoft Dynamics CRM. We feature the details of that versions of Microsoft Office are important as prerequisites in installing that network software. Very important next steps once you have initiated your CRM online trial. So that's, again, a brief introduction to deployment and the CRM online trial and where to get help when you need it. What we're now going to turn to is the solutions CRM framework. This is a page that actually comes from Microsoft Dynamics CRM, and in a moment I'm actually going to change screens and actually show you what CRM looks like in cloud and how we access this particular settings area. So by just changing screens here, you can see that I have, firstly, this is Microsoft Edge I'm running as a browser. We have the Microsoft Dynamics CRM homepage that we can access with a click of a button there, and we also have the main menu, which when we click opens navigation up into what we call XRM for IT. So this is our extended relationship management for IT firms running on top of Microsoft Dynamics CRM. So you can see here that we have various work areas that we can access across e-marketing, managing our lists, our marketing lists and events, our business development, where we, of course, are tracking our leads and opportunities and submitting bids and engagements and invoices, and finally, aspects of looking after and servicing our customers. If I navigate, however, to the settings area, here you'll see that we have reference to something called the Dynamics Marketplace. And that was the screen that we were looking at, PowerPoint slide deck. And this Dynamics Marketplace, as its name suggests, is really about providing an area whereby Microsoft partners can showcase various add-ons that they have developed for Microsoft Dynamics, including CRM. And these, it's important to understand, these marketplace add-ons are delivered as what we call solutions. So you'll see, for example, that if I just navigate back here into our settings area and I click on solutions, you can see here that within the XRM for IT setup currently, we have 7 solutions, including our duplicate detection, our inside view for insights into CRM, our XRM base solution together with sitemap, XRM for IT, together with a couple of Power MailChimp and Power Web Form solutions. Now these solutions are important because within the context of a Microsoft CRM deployment, these solutions provide various components. And those components are shown in the screen here in terms of providing the database schema, the entities, fields and relationships and option sets that are typically involved, together with any templates, user interface changes, and any unique processes, steps or code that are used as part of expanding or extending the Microsoft CRM solution or application for a particular vertical or horizontal solution. And what is typically involved, of course, certain solutions that those into your CRM application is by importing the solution into the system. And as per this screen here, it adds new components, it does various checks on dependencies, making sure that also important to highlight the fact that there can be basically two types of solution imported into Microsoft CRM. What we refer to as a managed solution, which is typically like the XRM industry solutions. You know, they can be installed, they can be removed, and they are typically updated with new versions from time to time, versus an unmanaged solution which cannot be uninstalled and in fact writes changes into the default. Familiar with programming in the old days, a managed solution is akin to like compiled code, whereas an unmanaged solution is akin that's probably the best way to think about it. Of course, having imported solutions and perhaps even done Microsoft CRM framework is the ability to export a solution. And this is important for keeping track of, in particular, changes that are occurring to the application in terms of future customizations. And we will often describe these concepts to firms, to customers, in terms of a wedding cake kind of analogy. Foundational layer, the base layer of the wedding cake, and then we'll talk about our XRM industry solutions as basically the next level of the cake, and then we will talk about the very last layer being the very top of the wedding cake, which contains the firm-specific customizations that, when are made, need to be protected, need to be looked after, and need to be stored somewhere in a way that they can be retrieved and reloaded when required. And that's where we use that exporter solution capability. And it's a very powerful set of tools that we have within this solution management area of Microsoft CRM. It's really what Microsoft give us as the way to create unique industry solutions and be able to transfer within, importantly, a development to test to production environment. So this particular diagram here describes how we deploy changes using solutions within Microsoft Dynamics CRM. So, for example, we might start up a new CRM Online trial to do some development where we want to add some new entities, create some new forms, some new views, of our test or trial environment to put into our UAT system for testing. From the testing, of course, we'll get feedback, and that will then generate maybe a new version of our solution that we will then take into our live production environment. So hopefully that little visualization provides some sense as to the general developmental approach that we take using Microsoft CRM and building solutions within the framework. There are a bunch of settings that are important for us to think about and consider once we have created the CRM Online trial. And again, if I change screens and I go back into our settings area within Microsoft CRM, you'll see as I click the button here that we have settings divided into 5 sections: our business settings, our system settings, our customization settings, our process center, and what we call extensions. Now these business settings typically, as it shows here, is where we manage and define certain areas of our business, templates that we might use in mail merge and Excel merge, also our product catalog, if we're using the system for, in particular, quoting and order management, and also for service management, we have some unique settings related to those. Now, we're not going to be able to drill into each of these today. Next Thursday at the same time, we have an additional workshop where we will start to drill down a little bit deeper into this, but today is about giving you a basic sense of some of the deployment, application, and customization options. Where I would like to just take a minute or so is to look at some of these before you actually get started using CRM, and in particular these system settings here. So as soon as you've launched your CRM Online trial, what's very important you or your customer's business, and you'll see here that there's a number of tabs that are important to review. Some particularly important relate to the formatting of number, currency, and other time and date format displays. So it's always important to get that right, at least initially. That's important because this is really what kicks off within the system the tracking that makes what users are logging in, what they're doing to the database, when it comes to individual records, what changes are being made, who's making them, and how long it's taking to make. So if somebody comes back to you with a query that says, oh, this record has changed, or this one has been deleted, or it's these auditing functions that help you work out base, and this is a really wonderful feature for customers as well, because they're able going on within the system. Importantly also, there are some considerations around how CRM is to be used in conjunction with email, and this comes back to particularly synchronization with the customer's Exchange server environment, again, whether that's on-premise or stored in the cloud as Exchange Online. So again, some very important user settings to be reviewed and decided on there. And then basically we have some marketing some customization, Outlook settings, together with some options around reporting, goals, and sales and service management. So those are probably the key things to review once you've got your CRM online trial up and running. Also important are the personal settings of each user. And up here in the right-hand corner, you'll see when I click this little cog, up displays the options together with various apps for Dynamics CRM, whether or not we see the welcome screen when we log in, also an about, which gives us a little bit of information on the fact that we are running the very latest version, Microsoft Dynamics CRM Online 2016. And this product's currently licensed as XRM for IT as the solution. But importantly here, you'll see that there are various personal options that apply to this particular logged in user. So that while there are system settings, there are also some personal options that need to be set and verified up at the beginning. And again, synchronization, activities, formats, email templates and the like are all part of that. So again, very important that they are reviewed and set before users start logging in and accessing Microsoft CRM. Okay, so that takes us to the next part, which is customization. And what is important, firstly, is to understand how far we can customize Microsoft CRM. It is almost amazing. Microsoft partners do some amazing things with CRM over the years. We've been able to, of course, from our own business perspective, piggyback off that. Really what customization about is extending the capabilities of the base Microsoft CRM platform to work in other areas that are important for our end user customers. Where that begins, of course, is understanding data structures. And data structures within a CRM context relate to the entities that are typically the types of record, such as the account record, the case record, the contact record, and the forms that display information related to those records. Associated, of course, to those forms and entities are views, the ability to view lists of records, to be able to build charts that visualize that data, and of course control the way that fields appear on those particular forms. Of course, when we go through the process of adding new fields, creating new forms, creating new views, even adding new charts, we must publish the entity for those changes to take effect. And importantly, within Microsoft CRM, these changes can be made necessarily logging our users off. So, you know, it's not a case like the old days where we had to shut everybody down and turn everybody off before we could make any changes to the database. All of this sort of stuff can be done while our users are going about business as usual. So, but again, before those changes that we make take effect, they do have to be published, and we'll take a quick look at that in a moment. Importantly, Microsoft CRM does check for any dependencies that might be thought of as required components, so that's all good. And of course, when we're adding new fields to CRM, what you'll notice is that they come with different field types. So we can add fields where we expect users to type text or type an integer or to enter a date or select the time or what have you. So these again are the field types as per the CRM 2013 version, but apply equally to the latest 2016 version. So before we leave that section, we'll just change screens and we'll go back into let's go to looking at a case record. So a case record typically records an issue or a problem or a request that and in this particular example, to demonstrate the customization capabilities, I'm going to click on the More Commands button over here on the right-hand side, and I'm going to select the Form Editor. And this Form Editor is important in that it actually accesses the CRM system. So this is legal services type context, a law firm or a legal department where we're looking to even courts and judges and plaintiffs and defendants. And in this particular here, the various form sections that we can access within our form designer, together with some related functions. And over here on the right-hand corner, we've got the ability what CRM does is it goes away and loads for us the CRM field editor, where we can actually add a new field. And if we just try that again. Okay, so here we are. This is a new field we're looking to add for a case record. Here we can enter a display name, such as perhaps the room number within the court. So we give it a display name, label name, and we can select the type of data that we want the user to enter. So in this particular case, it would be a single, it wouldn't be a single line of text. It would be more likely to be a whole number that we would want them to, we'd want them to enter a number so that we knew what courtroom number this particular case was being responded to in that example. So here we hit the Save and Close button. That creates the field, and we're then able to add that particular field to the list of from the list of available fields here. So if we just scroll through here, there's the court number that we've just added. So it should have added it to the list, but by way of example, if we wanted the court or tribunal, we just have to sort of double click here and within a moment we can also define the formatting of that particular field to take in any particular aspects as required. Hitting the Save button saves the changes, and clicking Publish here makes those visible changes to this entity available to everyone on our system. So that's a quick example of how we can go about accessing the form or form designer, the form editor, adding a new field and positioning it on a form. Reporting and dashboards. Again, making data meaningful is a very important part of Microsoft Dynamics CRM, and we have a quote century, and analytics is the combustion engine. Reporting as being the basis of their Microsoft CRM system, if not their information systems generally. So it's important that we give some credence to what that looks like within the reports area of Microsoft CRM. And here on this particular slide we talk about dashboards, how we're able to collect important information in one place, make it easy to view and read, and of course be in a position to get insights real time and take appropriate actions. So again, if I change my view back here and we come back to perhaps our Microsoft CRM homepage, which I've set as one of our BD overview system dashboards. Within Microsoft CRM we have this idea that we can manage both system and personal dashboards, and from the point of view of each of these dashboards, of course, we can interact with them as required. We can firstly drill down, so if we wanted to see what exactly made up this business development pipeline, it's just a matter here of clicking on the drill down button to see the open opportunities that are actually contributing to this particular funnel or pipeline. From here, see the different dashboard views by role type. So we might have one for our CEO, we might have a completely different set of dashboards for our finance team that perhaps might look at forecast and trailing revenues. So again, the system is very, very flexible, very effective in displaying information that is held within our CRM database. And importantly, it's very easy for us as users to create new dashboards as required. So again, it's just a matter of selecting the particular layout, clicking the Create button, giving the dashboard a name, and then adding the particular chart or list that we want to as required. So in this particular case, I've just added the activities by month due chart to highlight that on this particular sample dashboard view. So hopefully that gives you some idea as to the sort of the dashboards within Microsoft CRM. So again, just by way of a quick recap, those dashboards are there in one place in an easy to read format. It enables us to dig deeper for greater insights, and of course we can create different dashboard views depending on the different types of user that we have in the system. And importantly, we can create both system dashboards as well as personal user dashboards as well. And we saw how we could add a new dashboard by selecting the appropriate chart. We can also edit existing dashboards through the system customization capabilities to redefine those layouts, remove or add any lists or other components, and as we make those changes, of course, remember to publish them so that they are available and visible to our users. So again, that's the charts and dashboards that are within the Microsoft Dynamics CRM system. Of course, once we've created or added the default dashboard off, the system or the individual user or group of users, which is important. So we're now up to, we've got about 15 minutes left as part of this particular session on Microsoft CRM deployment, customization and application. Now we're into the application area where first we're going to talk about data import. And data import, of course, is important because once we've got our CRM system set up for our customer, more than likely they're going to be throwing Excel spreadsheets at us to import. And this is an important step that we get right. As it says here, whether your contacts are stored in email or spreadsheet or phone, you want to get them into CRM, and we're able to do that supporting a variety of file formats, which is important. And we can also export from email, from spreadsheet, and also from mobile devices as required. The process itself typically starts with the settings area within Microsoft CRM, where we go to settings and we go to data management and we select imports. And you'll see here that there's a whole bunch of sample imports that have already been completed as part of creating some sample data for this particular demo site. To import new data into the CRM system is a matter of using of example. I have on my desktop here, I have an Excel spreadsheet that's been saved in CSV format, just to give you some idea as to the steps involved. Now, this spreadsheet has already been formatted in a way that is appropriate for Microsoft CRM. That is, it has column headings in the Excel file that match our CRM system, and we're able to go through the steps. Got the right column headings. In this particular example, this is a list of people that one of our customers was looking to invite to a medical cannabis webinar that they're running in Illinois. And as part of this process, we were looking to import the data into the lead record so as not to pollute our regular client and contact records. And once we've selected that, you can see that it's automatically formatted the brief description and the column, the first name of the client, the last name of the client. We've referred to company in the Excel file, but in our CRM system it's actually company name. So you can see how we can very quickly make a change now where that is corrected In their particular case, it was a law firm where there was also a zip code involved as well, and we wanted to select that. So we'll try and get that as appropriate. Once we go through this process, of course, we click the OK button and continue to click Next, and finally we're able to submit this import job to CRM. Of course, we'll create the record CRM for easy import into our lead database table. And what's really great about Microsoft CRM imports is the fact that we're able to then monitor actually bring that data into CRM, and you can see here by clicking the imports button or link here that we're able to see that working its way through at the moment. So 323 records held in that Excel file, 20 successes so far. So it's a really quite easy tool to use, very powerful, and of course that's what we use to get data into our CRM system. So just to recap very quickly, that was the import data wizard where we selected the import, reviewed the upload summary, selected automatic mapping because we'd already got the right column headings in our Excel file that mapped those within CRM, and then we were able to select and map the fields, check the summary, submit the import file, and verify that to be able to confirm the success of that import by checking the new data that was pulled into our CRM system. In the last few minutes, I'd also like to talk about CRM for Outlook. CRM for Outlook was something we mentioned right at the beginning of this session in terms of that TechNet link for verifying the appropriate system requirements to be able to download, install and start using that. It's a very, very powerful add-on to Microsoft CRM, and it's one that our users really, really love. And by way of my Outlook 2013, where what you can see here is at the moment I'm looking at my inbox, but if I point my pointer up to the CRM menu up at the top of the screen, you'll see that from within Outlook I'm able to add CRM activities. I'm also able to create new CRM records. So all of the sort of things that we've been doing within the web client through Microsoft Edge browser, we're also able to do within CRM. You'll also notice here on the left-hand corner that I've got various CRM favorite folders where I said, well, I really would like to be able to see a list of organizations displayed within Outlook. So here's my CRM. If I click on one of those records like Microsoft hand side in my a very intuitive way of learning how to use Microsoft CRM and the benefits and opportunities. points that I'd like to make in relation to the Outlook client. Of course, it's supported across 2000 CRM. We need to be mindful. For Outlook is the ability to track emails, so we can save email messages as activity records within CRM, and those tracked items can then be viewed by anyone who has access to activities within our CRM system. And we can do the same with our appointments in CRM. And again, this is really very powerful stuff that users really love to be able to take advantage of as they look to share contacts, organization. Also importantly, of course, each of these views changes depending on the particular context of which we're looking at CRM from within Outlook. So if we're looking at our list of people, and we can also take advantage of the same role-based views to get access to all of that wonderful system, courtesy of integrating CRM with Outlook, with Link. One important feature of the Microsoft CRM for Outlook in the Add Contacts wizard to take contact records that we have within Outlook, promote those into CRM, and link them to the relevant account and contact records there. So again, a very powerful set of tools that allow us to choose the Outlook folder that contains our contacts, group those contacts by company, choose an account for each contact group, and then start tracking related email and appointments. So a really wonderful tool that helps us get started very quickly, very easily with our customers. Finally, as we end the home stretch for today's session, I'd like to talk just a little bit about mobility and mobile access in particular. Of course, it is a very mobile world that we live in now. Many of our customers, indeed ourselves, carry multiple mobile devices, so we need to be responding to that in an effective way. And of course, with CRM for mobile, we really are able to transform our customer businesses and take advantage of some really outstanding features built in by Microsoft in this regard. So again, just to be mindful of this, there is an app for both the iPhone and the iPad that you can download from the App Store. Those are available on the Android store and the Windows store as well. And of course, these apps very simply are designed to put Microsoft CRM right in the middle of our business critical information and leverage, you know, what we access from Outlook, as we've looked at today. What might be available within Skype, within Yammer, within Bing, our company portals, and so forth. So it really does become the focus of our business. The final point just to touch on in the last couple of minutes is our business processes. And these business processes are important in the context of CRM, and particularly as we take advantage of what happens within the setup of our Microsoft CRM system. So this place, here we go to, we don't want imports, probably back to the, yeah. So if we just navigate very quickly to that's the screen we want. Settings and processes. You'll see that we have a mix of workflows in here that cover various entities. They do things like auto-complete appointments, set bid expiry dates, send us emails if bids are successful or unsuccessful. These are the sorts of things that happen within our process center. And as an example of how that gets used in our leads, and perhaps look to edit an existing record, or maybe open or create a new record, we can see how business process flows are used within the application. And as per the slide that are important to the business, and as we complete various fields and various stages within the record creation, it validates and makes sure that we have all of the right information entered by our users. Of course, it is designed very much to visualize our progress as we're entering data into the system, advancing us through the various stages, and we do have the option where appropriate for particular users to switch to other business processes midstream or at the end of a process. As hour today, key takeaways from this were that we wanted to learn about how we could use solutions within our CRM deployments, get an understanding of the sort of settings and personal options that need to be established, how we go about performing customization and configuration of Microsoft CRM, including the reporting and dashboards, and importantly, how we get data into the system, use it within the context of CRM for Outlook, our mobile devices, and get a brief understanding as to how we can use the CRM website. Has a lot of information that's useful and available there. Of course, dicadata.com.au for the cloud marketplace. And for those of you who want to get really into some of the Microsoft Dynamics CRM content, there's a couple of very useful links there to both the Customer Center and the Microsoft CRM website at microsoft.com. So that's it from me today. We'll be back again this time next week. So I'll hand back to Tristan for any final comments and or questions.
All right, thanks very much for that, David. It was a great insight into just how simply, easily a basic level of XRM can be applied. So definitely looking forward to learning some more about the highly customized solutions in the future. Guys, I hope we've continued to pique your interest in XRM. I know it certainly has for me. Anyone who's posted any questions or emailed them through, we'll come back to you offline and get you those details that you've requested. But in the meantime, please let us know if there's anything specific which we haven't covered, which you guys would like to see demoed in the future or included in any further presentations, because David and I will be more than happy to put something together specifically around a topic that you might be interested in. So aside from that, thanks for joining us today, and we'll catch you hopefully next week at our certification training.
Thank you very
Thanks,
much,
guys.
Tristan. Have a good day.